Jeff, do you want to walk us through Final Fantasy 15?
Well, okay.
I'm deadly interested to know if you're going to buy
I
it, but
Yeah,
but
in
walk
full
us through it.
disclosure, I have zero interest in it, and
no.
I know nothing about it.
You want to go get a beer?
Yeah,
We're going to geek out about this if you want to get a beer.
that's fine.
It's been 10 years in the making for this thing, and it's finally coming out.
For 10 years.
And the last Final Fantasy I played was Final Fantasy 12. So that was probably 2006,
Was it the beach
2005.
volleyball one?
Beach volleyball one.
What was the beach volleyball
No, that's
one?
10
Oh yeah, no, that was 10.
with the Titus.
Blitzball. Yeah. That was a good
Which is
game.
an awesome
That was a good
game.
game. X2, not so much. But X
Volleyball. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Blitzball. What are you talking about? Yeah, so the combat system looks completely changed, which slightly puts me off. Like from the demo I've tried, it's kind of just like a whack-a-mole.
But you hated that demo.
I hated that demo. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that demo. I hate it.
So isn't that an improvement?
But I look at the new trailers and I watched The Kingsglaive, which is a full feature pre-movie that they did for it. So like think that old Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie. They did one called Kingsglaive, which is it's basically a full prequel to Final Fantasy 15. And it was pretty good. And it kind of got me interested in that world. And then I'm like, maybe. But there's a lot of things that bug me about it. There's a lot of things that I might want to experience. I don't know, like, have I gotten older and I can't? I need my old Final Fantasies that's turn-based and crazy, kooky, 3D painted worlds kind of thing, or can I go this new route where they have driving in a car, which is weird to me.
You don't want to go on a road trip with the boy band? I don't understand.
And make them all look like Backstreet Boys.
Road trip.
You got the must.
I don't get that.
Road trip
I don't get that at all. Like some of those decisions, is like I get Japanese like humor and
you should just ended.
Crazy.
You should have ended the sentence there. I get Japanese.
I get Japanese. I get it. I get it. You can be nuts and have fun with it, but this just looks like, I don't know, too pretty. Like they're all pretty and there's no like scars on their faces or they've been in a battle or something. Like there's no Sephiroth. There's no main dude where I can.
I'd love to see like Marcus Phoenix show up in that universe.
He probably just turn and run.
That was a good guy or a bad guy?
I don't know. It's like a vendor.
A vendor. The weapon salesman, perfect.
Yeah.
It's been 7 years since the Horde. Hey, Phoenix, can I buy a chocobo? Which type?
I need popcorn for my chocobo.
I hate my life. I don't know. It's just I'm more worried about it I'm interested in it. The dev cycles in it, the scope of it, the reviews I've seen of it, like just the words that they use to describe it, like just massive and ambitious, and the scope and the scale and the size and everything that they've put into it. Like there's a motion picture, as you mentioned, that went out beforehand. Deadly curious about it, and like obviously I'm going through Final Fantasy 9 still on my phone, so kind of in that mode a little bit. I'm just worried from a dad perspective, like God, this like what is a reasonable time? Look, I'm not going to beat it the fastest you can. It's not in my DNA. I got to collect a few things, but what is a reasonable playthrough? Is it 60 hours? Like 80 hours? Is there grinding? Have they solved grinding for dads? So
I'm coming from the Witcher, so I don't know. It can be done. Grinding. It'll just take you a full year on and off play with other games.
Yeah, it just seems like you have to. It's like it's Final Fantasy 15, the game of 2017. It's like it's the thing that you do now.
That's all you could do. But yeah, I'm kind of worried about the tenure. Like that's a decade of development of just trying to figure out things and hope they work. I think that it's had a couple directors drop and come back on, so that scares me a little bit. That story's disjointed. It comes with a huge day one patch that's about 8-9 gigs because they actually ran out of space on the Blu-ray, which is insane. I don't know.
I was looking at when we subletted, I had to change the internet plan for the tenants. And I was looking at some of the plans. There's one that looks reasonable, but it's like it's like 32 gigs or like 100 gigs of download
For
a
the
month.
month.
Yeah, and you're telling me like close to 10 gigs for one game?
No way. Yeah. Can't live on that. Come on.
Gee. Well, I can't, but this is this is their choice.
But no, it's I don't know. I haven't.
Man, 10
I'm
gigs.
usually all up in Final Fantasy, but I can't. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
So
On the
it's
fence.
most curious. It's man, this is so curious because I would love to dive into whether this is old Jeff, like as in you're on the porch yelling at them, or this is just this particular version of Final Fantasy where you're just I can't do this one. Like they
Yeah.
released Final Fantasy 12-esque version, like a different one of a game, like the old Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
And that comes out, and then is Jeff excited, or is it still just like I ain't got time for this?
I don't know. I don't know. I should get it just to yell at it. Why are you guys so pretty?
Shit
Come
your
on.
fist from your porch.
Yeah, I was pretty once.
Hey, you
Now I
kids.
sell Chocobo feed.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe much like a No Man's Sky, maybe it's a wait and see a little bit. More reactions, more playthroughs. Like if you see a boss battle, maybe you'll get call it.
Yeah.
We can write this out here. My call it would be that at some point you're going to see a video and you're going to watch it and be like, oh no, okay, now I need this game. You're
Yeah,
gonna buy it.
probably. That'll probably happen.
There's going to be some YouTuber plays through this boss level and you're just like, oh no, now I have to buy this thing. It's done.
Probably. You probably called it. We'll see. We'll see. Christmas is coming up. We'll see if I get it. I'm not sure.
Man.
It's
So
gonna hurt me,
that's a
though.
no for you, Gavin.
Yeah, I don't know. Like old Final Fantasy games, like I think Final Fantasy VII or older. Those ones appealed to me, but there was a certain, I don't know, maybe as I got older, I just sort of like, that's all right, that's cool. But there is a certain quirkiness to like, Japanese games and Japanese RPGs that sometimes I find hard to hurdle. The same with like the Yakuza series, which I hear is amazing.
Mhm.
I hear really great things about it. But there's just this certain stylistic element to those games that I find hard to. Maybe I'm too Western, and I will.
You don't
admit
get
it,
Japanese like Jeff.
I get
yeah,
it.
and it's like it's not the fault of the work. It's more just like the audience. It totally, and it's like I just sometimes don't feel like I'm the audience for it. It's the same as like I do enjoy anime, but the amount of anime I enjoy is very limited. Like it's something where I don't dive into that genre as much as other people I know who love it, and they're just like everything. They're just like there's so many different facets and branches of that genre that they just absolutely engorge themselves on and love it, and hats off to them. But like my tastes personally sort of limit me in delving into it. That might change over time, but as far as this next Final Fantasy game, there's not really anything about it narratively that intrigues me. Visually, it's impressive. Graphically, like the lighting and the color and everything is great. Some of those larger creatures are very impressive, but the gameplay that I've seen in regards to how you interact with those creatures just doesn't quite tickle my fancy. But that's totally a me thing. Like I'm hoping that the game delivers on the people who are really anticipating it. Because I know what it's like to wait for something for that long, and then finally get to play it. And hopefully, it's a good experience for them. Because there are a lot of things about it. I'm like, that's great. It's the same thing with Metal Gear. Like there are certain Metal Gear games that I really really like, but there's certain aspects of Metal Gear games sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's just silly. But that's this certain quirk that I don't think it's like a sense of humor. Like some people like certain comedians and some people like other comedians, and it has nothing to do with whether their jokes are funny. It just has to do with the person's taste. But as for this game, Emo Boy Band Road Trip 2016 is, I don't think, for me.
Exactly what it is. Let's be honest.
Oh man, I think I'm going to be a buy, but my only problem would be like with the No Man's Sky update, and besides the other games, just I might wait till the new. I'm going to wait till I have some time. I don't want to jump in, and I think there's probably gonna be a price drop and call it 6 months. So probably wait for that one. But I'm excited to play it. I'm interested. I get Japanese a bit, so we got 3 variants of like getting Japanese.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We all get Japanese.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Gentlemen,
Japanese cinema, I love. So it's mostly just video games and anime. But cinema-wise, love it.
Okay. Now it'd be if one of you happened to have Japanese beer this week, that'd be a beautiful segue.
Good.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I held one in my hand today, and then
Perfect.
I opted,
You had it.
I did, but then I opted to go with the one that had a goat on the can.
Even better. That is so much better.